Former Major League pitcher Roger Clemens played in 24 seasons, but the Rocket has one hell of a start ahead of him now. Clemens is facing an uphill battle after being indicted by Congress. He's charged with obstruction of Congress. Now, 3 counts he faces of making false statements about steroid use, 2 counts of perjury, and they don't fool around. If the Rocket's convicted on all counts, he faces up to 30 years in prison and more than $1 million in fines. So does the government have a case? Here to score it for us, attorneys Jennifer Smetters and Kelly Saindon. And yeah, the guy smack in the middle of these 2 ladies, Fox News Red Eye host Bill Schultz. There's a reason he is here. He's got a personal interest in the Rocket case. But first to the lawyers, ladies. Jennifer, why don't you take it off? Does the take it off? Excuse me.
Oh wow! Are we really starting off like that? Don't blame me. Do not blame me, sir.
See what he does.
Wrong show. Wrong show, David.
Why don't you start it off for us? We've ruined
I will
this
start it off for you.
Does the government have a case? Go ahead, Jennifer.
Yes, the government has a case. Roger Clemens should have pled the 5th, taken the 5th, and just put away any sort of lie. The lying he did is not at all going to be taken lightly by the Congress. What he did was he perjured himself. He's looking at jail time. Each one of these counts hold up to 5 years punishment. What he did is very, very serious. And if he should have received better advice, pled the 5th,
well, yeah,
he should have said
bye-bye
to his reputation.
From his lawyer, whoever that lawyer is.
Or else
well, we see the lawyer right behind him, the guy with the blue tie.
Maybe he didn't listen to it.
All right, Kelly.
But bad news for him. He's going away.
I get your point. But, Kelly, the question is, does the government have enough information, enough evidence, credible witnesses on the other side to make their case?
Absolutely not. First of all, perjury, you have to knowingly make a false statement. Some of those questions by Congress could be subject to interpretation. Secondly, he would have had to knowingly lie. Brian McNamee, his former trainer, only rolled on Roger, only said that Roger Clemens did something bad when he got full immunity from the government. So no, they don't have credible witnesses. They don't have good testimony, and this is going to be a big fight for them to prevail. So it's highly unlikely that they're going to get a perjury charge to stick against him. So I don't see him facing any jail time, and I don't trust the witnesses.
Well, if he faces a jury, and this is why we bring Bill in, because Bill is an expert personality character analyst, what do you think the jury will do? Bill Clemens has a couple of different persona that the audience out there is familiar with. One, the young guy, the young Clemens, the old guy who's kind of irascible and so forth. What do you think the jury's
I'm glad you brought this up, because Clemens keeps talking about, I don't want to be judged in the court of public opinion.
Well,
but
it's too late for that.
He's been judged way before all of this, and it's because we all have a little something I like to call eye holes, and inside them are eyeballs. Now, I bring this up because if we can look at a picture of Roger Clemens way back in the day, skinny, perhaps a little mullet, he looks fine. He is Roger Clemens, small case. He's a good pitcher, that's it. But at one point in the late 90s, he changed his name to Roger Clemens. And as you notice, his neck is bigger than his head. He looks like he's aiming for your face rather than a bat. He turned into a monster. He turned into more of a jerk than he was before. And speaking of mullets, he was aiming for piazzas on more than one occasion. This guy became a jerk as the roids were starting to take hold.
You mentioned Piazza, of course, that famous incident where he threw the bat. And, Kelly, that's the point. The guy obviously looked different. If there's anybody, if you can judge by appearance, say, Kelly, I mean, a jury's going to say, boy, he sure looked like he was on roids to me.
Whether or not he was, though, did he obviously mislead? Did he know at the time? It's a very difficult burden. And I agree, there's a lot of evidence against him, but for some reason, he thinks he needs to take this to the end. He doesn't want a deal. They offered him a plea bargain. He didn't take it. So he must know something we don't. I don't think he's that stupid, and I don't think he's disregarding his lawyers that much.
I think he is that stupid.
If I may, Roger Clemens, or as I like to call him, Roger Clemens, he's absolutely that stupid.
Look, the point is not whether Roger... Hold on. Jennifer, the question is not whether Roger Clemens is smart or stupid, but his lawyer. His lawyer is giving him advice in this matter, right?
You mean Captain
Yeah, he has to
You know what?
David.
Every lawyer, excuse me, but every lawyer gives their client advice. Whether or not the client wants to take it is a different story. Here we have a man who is trying to not only manipulate his public perception, but Congress. I mean, it's ridiculous. I read the indictment. It's very, very clear. They have him on about 15 statements where he just flat out denies the use of injecting lidocaine, B12, HGH and steroids. It's clear as day. His
So a
denial
jury will convict him. You think a jury will
I
convict
do
him?
believe the
correct?
jury will, and he's looking at jail time.
And Kelly, you think a jury will acquit him, correct?
I think they have a very difficult burden, and I think that if they do convict him, which I don't think they will, if they do, he won't see a day in jail.
Bill, what do you think?
No, he will.
I think that he might see a day in jail because even though he doesn't probably deserve it in the grand scheme of things, nobody likes him. He's a hard man to like.
Last
word from Bill Schultz. Kelly likes him. Jennifer clearly doesn't. Jennifer Smatters, Kelly Saindon, great to see you, ladies. Thanks for joining us. Bill, we'll see you later.
David.